Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the studio. Forgive me for looking over here because the monitor over here is broken. Get that lens clean. Welcome to my world. Hello, Amora. For those of you who may not be able to see this wonderful creature behind me, this is the vicious attack dog uh, that we have protecting the property. And please believe me, she's a vicious attack dog. Aren't you, Amora? Aren't you? Yeah, I'm one of the few people in the world that she actually likes. So I don't recommend. I absolutely encourage you not to trespass, jump the fence, or anything to get to me because she's on the job. Aren't you, girl? Aren't you, girl? Oh, so she's here. I'm so blessed. Every morning, let's see, I get a Mara, and over here, Dioge's warm and comfy, and above, the ravens are bugging me. And before I even got up, the kids were bugging me too. Uh, it's truly my favorite life. Um, the thing that bothers me most is that the people I trusted most, when Spirit gave me my wonderful gift, um, have what appears to me to have succeeded in many things, and that they should not have. There's absolutely no reason other than greed or ego that these people should have done what they've done. There's no legal uh, excuse for them other than greed, old age, senility. I don't know. What is it, Bruce, Les, and Bob? What is it about you guys that made you so evil? See, when I prayed, I did find a shooting star, and I proved it before I closed escrow. But I trusted you three. I put everything in your hands to protect me because that was really quite an amazing thing to have happen. And it was hard for me to accept. Even harder for Bruce. Remember, he had a stroke in the middle of escrow. Les and Bob, you remember all this. Bruce, do you remember you had a stroke that was caused by the doctor who put you in a room and forgot about you for 14 hours? As a doctor in your own healthcare system, strong, the stroke center. So I've I've tried so many different ways to try and reach out to you nice folks, and even you not so nice folks. Um, I have issues. Okay, this thing has destroyed me when it should have not. I don't know if it's destroyed me. I am what I am. I'm Jeffery Spakes, the artist. That's how I've dealt with everything in my life. And I'm not going to wait till this afternoon to try and address all of you and say, hey, because by this afternoon, my mind will be so crazy just because this is not cool. I do not understand this device. Not anymore. See, I've had multiple strokes. I don't know about Mr. Oksenia. I know from the reports he's up there molesting my house. And I know that Leslie Wheeler and Bob Grabeau are very old, and I need to bring them to justice before they die. They have caused so much trouble. I called them after Bruce's stroke and said, look, you've got to help us. And they helped themselves to 2 years of interest at 15%. And then they manipulated my partner, my business partner, my life partner, my property partner. They refused to let him talk to me. They refused to let him find a mediator, or they refuse to be the mediator. They refuse to be the mediator. They said, we're not going to get in between the two of you. Oh, I have that on film. Trust me, I do. See, there's a lot of videos you don't get to see because they'll be thrown out of court if I put them up here. So I don't do that. I like to think I'm smarter than that. But before I get all emotional over this, it is the beauty of having that wonderful beast come visit me every night and every morning, and know that she brings terror to everybody, but to me she brings love. I'm so lucky to have my relationships with animals. The ravens will be here soon. They've already flown through. I have my wonderful dog. I have rabbits and all these wonderful things, and they all understand me, but humans don't. Go figure. I have a way with words, and that's truth. Truth. It's all I know to speak. When I was 28, I discovered that I had a memory lapse problem. And since I was a little fibber, since I was a little kid, that's when I came to the desert and I vowed never to lie again. I might have told a fib or two to protect your feelings, but I speak the truth, whether it's through quantum physics, whether it's through science, whether it's through life in general. I speak truth. Now, if y'all don't recognize the hill behind me, that's because it used to be covered with chain link fence, barbed wire, and everything else. I'm here at this wonderful space through the grace of God. Absolutely. And the grace of my good friend Javier. Mi hermano from a different mother. And his wonderful children. And Amara, if you want to get in there, I think Amara wants to crawl into Georgie's house, which is a Subaru that has a heater. Hello, girl. Are you ready for your last bit of bowl? There goes some of the doves. Oh, we have a flock. Just pay attention to the mountain. You'll see them all come. Welcome to morning at the studio. And I do wish I had better conversations with whoever, with anyone. This is what I get to do. I can make a video and bring it over and load it. And that's about it. How do I describe that? Basically, for over 1,000 days, I think it is, I've been faced with the same morning. Yeah. And it's not like there isn't anybody out there that doesn't know, because that morning and all the rest of the time was documented up until Deputy Do Right Garcia, Sheriff's underwriting deputy, do wrong, do little, do puto, of the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, assaulted me. And I pointed to the criminals that were coming out of the dark: Leslie Wheeler, Palm Springs, California; Robert Bob Grabeau, licensed real estate pendejo in California; and Nicholas Oxenia, Vice President of the San Francisco Department of Public Health, my ex. I'm not going to become a character to try and satisfy you, to try and figure out the proper way to speak to you, the proper way to address all of you folks. Why would I? I've been trying that, and that's what keeps me with the inability to speak to you. That's what keeps me with the inability to get help for myself. I've gone to social services. I've gone to everybody. They've actually arrived here. And I have no more. I do not receive food stamps. I do not receive public assistance. I do not receive anything. As a matter of fact, I'm working entirely gratis here and happily. So I trusted Spirit 3 years ago, 2 years ago, my apologies, to feed me, shelter me, clothe me, and each day gets better. I grin right now because I see this little bird coming who's going to come through here and he's going to hop into my office over there and he'll hop around my feet. I'm not sure what kind he is. Comes this time every morning. Uh, yeah, I grew up in nature. I grew up away from all of you. I did not go to the same schools as you. I did not get programmed like you. I am me. I live my life by experience, hope, and trust. And I address you today because these people feel like they've gotten away with shit. And through their attorneys, through my disabilities, my inability to get help for myself, and this is not anything new. This is something Mr. Oksanian knew. He taught this shit in college. And I'll tell you the whole story, or you can just go online and figure it out. But I was used, abused, manipulated, whatever you want to say. And when I called him on his shit, he pulled a fast one. Because I trusted him, I trusted Les, and I trusted Bob. I put everything in their names. Bob and Les, I actually took my power of attorneys away from Bruce. And this is all documented. Don't think there isn't any proof about this. Everything's on film. Everything is documented. Everything is documented because I watched this happening. That's why I created my YouTube channel. This was the only way that I could get my voice heard. It's the only way I could make sure that these fuckers didn't get away with this. Do you hear me? That's why I'm online. That's why I make these embarrassing videos. That's why I've destroyed my reputation, my career, my everything by going online and making myself heard. To make sure that these sons of bitches don't get away with it. So I'm expecting you, as a good human being, to step up, to do something about these pigs. I'm doing something about this situation here. I'm creating this wonderful artwork to put in front across the street from the low-income housing. So those children that are growing up across the street here don't have to just look over and see Genesis, the vehicle stored right here. Things they'll probably never achieve. Things they should not even try to because it's not worth it. But what you can do is you can take a pile of trash and turn it into a wonderful dragon. Or a bunch of butterflies. Or great art. And make a community center for artists. For children. To help people. It's all my goal has ever been, and that's all I've ever done in my life was help others. Are you a member of my family that I happen to be a little less than productive while I was at your house? Well, there's probably a good reason. I probably redecorated your basement, your first floor, your second floor, and then your aunt and uncle's house, and then your brother's house, and then your cousin's house. Isn't that true? I know it is. And there ain't shit-ass people out there that can tell me otherwise. So I've had multiple strokes. I stopped counting at 4. It caused many memory lapses. That, my long-time abuse of, anything that made me feel better. But as my friends have led me back to health, my Hispanic community treats me with dignity and respect. I'm very proud of my life. I'm very proud that I made this video this morning, that I actually had a voice that I believe made sense. But then, what does? I know on 5/31/2020, which happened to be my 7th birthday, after hearing that after 6 months of trying, that I didn't get second house. And my wonderful partner couldn't manage to get financing, even though he directs the San Francisco Department of Public Health, even though I put $700,000 into the bank account over the last 6 years, cash, provable, called bank statements, thank you. Even though I've proven over and over that miracles do happen. So when I prayed on 5/31/2020, I said to Spirit simply the same thing I do every time I find a wonderful place I want to be. Spirit, how do I get to live here? I know I'm supposed to be here. Spirit gave me a shooting star worth tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars if marketed correctly. That's why I speak at $100 million. Hello, Moira, my girl. She's special to me. I'll tell you why. Because when I was 3, my mom tried to kill me with our German Shepherd. Yeah, we had an attacked German Shepherd just like her. Identical, as a matter of fact. It was some trip my father had. Her name was Gretchen. I remember her name well. Because it was the third time my mom sent me out to the car with her purse that I figured out what she was doing. Because our attacked German Shepherd was trained to apparently attack anybody that's not a woman carrying a purse. And that was Mom's favorite bait. Here, take this to the car. And I remember arguing with her, but Mom, Gretchen's out there. She's going to attack me again. Mom says, no, she's on a chain. And I remember telling Mom, no, she always breaks her chain. I remember this so well. It's not a made-up memory. It's one I remember well. It took the neighbors to run over and save me from this dog because my mom sat in the kitchen and watched out the window as I was attacked. And I used to think it was a funny memory, meaning possibly made up, until I visited that house and I saw how close the neighbors actually were. See, we were the laborers on the property. The big house was just a few steps away. And so for Amara to come and spend time with me when she's supposed to attack me and eat me alive, I really appreciate that. She and I got to know each other just simply through eye contact and me respecting her for being a very good dog and very clever and doing her job the best she knows how. And that's to scare the hell out of you and everybody else to the point of, oops, you better get the hell out of it. So I'm rambling on, which is what happens. I get emotional and I lose my train of thought because I do. I don't know the next step today. I know the sun's going to come up and you get to watch it on this mountain over here. And that's pretty fantastic. And I'll put air in DOG's house, the Subaru, and we'll figure today out. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to do my best to say hi, and the doves are here. See, everywhere I go, the animals come. They come, they appreciate, we have a relationship. I cannot achieve that with human beings. I speak one language, and that's truth, and apparently it's a language that nobody really understands. It's the only one I know. Yeah. So it's what I know. And the truth is, I need help. I have attempted to get help for myself for the last 1,000 days, every way, shape, and form. But I still can't get any help. The people I work with, come on, they're different culture. And this is not their job. I had a homeless guy that I've given sleeping bags to, mattresses, all this stuff, and taken care of up the street. others across this community come to me and say, hey, I need a payee. I need this. I need that. I warned them. I said, my last payee took my house. The last person I trusted with everything that I have ran me off my property, drove me insane, made me homeless. And they got away with it because I'm unable to explain myself to you correctly, or I'm unable to use technology correctly. It's been that way for years. That's what Bruce, Les, and Bob preyed on. They knew that this was my downfall. They knew. And they used it and they abused it. Now they're off on their timeshares, wherever they are, probably in some foreign country. I'm not going to say what they're doing, but they're certainly not doing anything legal. They come from a different time. See, they're in their 70s. I'm 59. The 70-year-olds are the ones that destroyed the planet. And now they continue on. Only these three need to be stopped and held accountable. Will you help me do that? Would you step up and help me hold these men accountable? That's what I'm asking for. Judge me by my looks? How about my deeds? How about by truth? How about by evidence? How about by science? Get over yourselves, folks. I certainly had to. My name is Jeffery Spakes. I grew up outdoors. This is my home. Welcome to my studio. I'll give you a bigger picture. It's a little dark right now because the sun's coming up. I got cakes all on the griddle. Well, you see, the dragon's been moved. His face is over here. Oh, let me give you a preview. See, dragons have feathers. Or, I mean, dinosaurs have feathers. See, I misspeak. So this is a piece of quarter-inch aluminum. Now, a lot of you know my dragon work from my childhood. So I've drawn this guy countless times. Now, if you love a good beard, you're going to like this. Feeling horny? How about these? Ooh. I'm Jeffery Spakes, the artist. Justice needs to be served to these three people. Why? So I can help a whole lot of others. That's simple. So I get my house back that I prayed for and I've been looking for my whole life. Everything will prove I have all the facts. Come on. You see what I can do. You see what I've done. You think anything I'm telling you is a lie? What the hell have I got to lie for? The truth is too fantastic. Peace out. Hello, Marta.